Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Hole. My name is Cole, and I am very excited today because we're talking about probably the most heavenly sounding album that I've ever heard. I always tear up when I listen to this album. It's Heaven or Las Vegas by Cocteau Twins from 1990, and the title track especially is the most heavenly sounding song that I've ever heard. But anyway, so it's an album where, you know, there are lyrics. They're really hard to make out, but I'm going to post the lyrics on the video so you can follow along. But mostly, her voice is used as instrumentation, you know, to create amazing melodies and things like that. So the lyrics are kind of there, but not really. It's mostly just singing as an instrument. But anyway, so I'm very excited to share my thoughts on the album with you guys. So let's dive in with track number 1, which is called Cherry Colored Funk. The production quality in this album is just so good, and again, her vocals are just very heavenly. It's a very difficult song to make out lyrically, you know, so thank goodness I posted the lyrics. But anyway, so it sounds like our main character here, our hero, is learning life the hard way, in the sense that she's trying to find love, right? She's dated a bunch of guys, and she's had her heart broken a bunch of times, and it sounds like she's getting older, right? And she's worried about having kids and getting married and having a family and things like that, because she says, still being cried on, laughed at behind, don't fall behind, miss, from first time to this. So what that means to me is, as I mentioned, you know, she's been trying to find the one, but she keeps getting burned, and she's getting older, and she's hitting that point in her life where, you know, especially for women, you reach a certain age and it's really hard to have kids. So she's kind of going through this mental agony of like, I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life. I want a family, which we can all identify with, right? So that's Cherry Colored Funk. Such a great beginning to the album. But anyway, so let's talk about track number 2 next, which is called Pitch the Baby. Yeah, so this is a pretty relatable song, especially for me personally, because it sounds like our woman from track 1, she's getting older, and she finally settled on a guy and had a baby with him. But, you know, he's not the one, in her opinion, right? He's not ticking all of the boxes that she would like. She's not head over heels for this guy. But she did have a baby with him, and she loves her baby. But I like how she puts it. She says, "It don't have to be that full for you, only up to the waist deep end." The waist deep end. So what those two lines mean is, as I mentioned, she's settling for this guy. She's gotten older, and she can't be so picky and so choosy as she used to be when she was younger. She has to settle, right? And so I'm kind of getting older myself, and I'm worried about that. You know, am I going to just settle for someone, or am I going to end up with somebody that I'm like totally head over heels for? You know, who knows? So I appreciate this song. It's kind of depressing if you think about it in a way. But anyway, let's talk about track 3 next, which is another highlight, another favorite for me. It's called Iceblink Luck. Yeah, again, so we've got the same character. She's had a daughter, right? And the daughter's growing old. And in our previous track, you know, she was a little bummed out that she had to settle for her husband. She's not totally in love with them. But she's happy again, as she mentions on the song. And I imagine it's because her daughter's growing up and they're kind of similar to each other. And she's just really excited to have a wonderful daughter, right? I mean, a mother's love for their children is just something else. You know, it's really, really strong. Even if the kid is kind of a jerk, it's still there, even in that scenario. So it sounds like she was kind of giving up on finding happiness on track 1, but now she's finally feeling good about life. You know, she's excited to be alive. So, you know, thank goodness for our hero, or our heroine, rather. But anyway, I love the sound of this song. It's such ear candy. It's so heavenly. I'm going to use that word a lot, but it's so true. It definitely applies, especially when it's in the name of the album, you know, Heaven or Las Vegas. But anyway, let's move on to track number 5 next, which is called Heaven or Las Vegas, the name of the album. This is the song on the album, track number 5. It's amazing. Check it out. my goodness, this song gives me such goosebumps. I literally tear up every time I listen to it. I'll admit it. And lyrically, I mean, it's basically not important lyrically in the sense that the song is mostly about the melodies and the production quality and the energy it gives off to the audience. It's just an amazing song. But it kind of sort of is about something. It sounds like there's this character who is singing in Las Vegas. She's on the famous strip in Las Vegas. I forget the name of the street, but I've been there, where there's like lights everywhere and it's very exciting. It's very cool. It's very fun. You know, is this heaven or Las Vegas? It's not a deep song lyrically. It's not really meant to be a song that you listen to the lyrics for, right? It's just a song that's an ear candy moment that makes you glad to be alive. Like every time I hear this track, I'm happy to be alive, right? I'm happy that I exist in a time when this song also exists, right? Because what if I died in 1989, man? I would have never heard this song. And poor me. So anyway, there's not much else you can really say about it, to be honest. So let's move on to track 6, which is called I Wear Your Ring. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to make of the woman on this song, right? It kind of sounds like she's only with men because, you know, men are really nice to her because she's beautiful and they want to sleep with her. So she feels loved and appreciated, even if it's because they want to sleep with her, right? So that's like one reason. And then the other reason she says is they're useful, you know, they're big and strong, or they know their way around, you know, handiwork or whatever. You know, they're useful for their knowledge in certain areas. So it sounds like she's with guys, not necessarily because she's totally into them, but because of the benefits of being with them, right? So it's kind of like, it's a little depressing maybe, in the sense like it doesn't sound like she's ever loved anyone really. She's just kind of like enjoyed the perks of being with a man. So it's kind of a weird song, but I do like it sonically speaking. It's pretty interesting. But anyway, let's move on to track 8 next, which is called Wolf in the Breast.
To our whistling the tame every time he charms they fall. If my body puzzles to trick me, I'll end it out into tomorrow and pacify.
Yeah, I just love the atmosphere on this song. It's so ephemeral and moody. And it's kind of an interesting song. It sounds like this couple wasn't really doing so well until they finally had a child. They had a daughter, and their love for their daughter kind of brought them back together, right? Because she says, laughing on our bed, pretending us newlywed, especially when our angel unleashed that head. So it sounds like having the daughter, having the kid, brought intimacy and love back into the relationship, which is kind of strange if you think about it, because usually the saying goes, people think that they will save their relationship by having a kid, and usually that doesn't work out. Usually having a kid makes things a lot worse, right? Because now they're basically stuck together forever, right? If you broke up with somebody and you didn't have a kid together, you have no ties to them. So what do you got to worry about? But these two beat the odds, I guess, right? Instead of it making things worse, it made things better. So it's a romantic song. I really like it. But anyway, that's Wolf in the Breast. I got one last clip for you guys on the album. It's from track 9, which is called Road, River, and Rail. Yeah, so this is kind of a romantic song, right? I mean, it appears to be about this couple who are struggling romantically in their relationship together, right? But, the name of the song being Road, River, and Rail, it implies that they're kind of stuck together. They've kind of made this choice to be together. They're probably married. They probably have a kid. So they're stuck on this one-way street through life that they can't get off of. So if they're stuck, they got to do whatever it takes to, make their time together, a good experience. So it sounds like they've gone to Paris on vacation to spark up some romance, hopefully, and make their time together good again. So this is kind of their journey to rekindle the spark in their relationship. Is what I imagine the song is about. I could be wrong, but it makes me think of that. So it's a very romantic song, I imagine most couples kind of have to go through this at some point or another, where, they've been together for decades in a marriage and, they're not quite as intimate as they used to be. So they go on vacations to Paris or something to rekindle that spark. But anyway, so that's the last track I wanted to talk about. It's the last song on the album that I really, really love. But anyway, so this album, as I mentioned, it's very ephemeral, it's very heavenly. It's got a lot of ear candy. The melodies are just gorgeous. Her singing is out of this world good. There are some slightly weaker tracks, but as a whole, it's just an amazing album. in my opinion. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you thought it was interesting. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, or if you've got some interpretations. I'll check them out. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helped me out. But yeah, that's Heaven or Las Vegas by Cocteau Twins. Check them out and have a good one.